U.S. stocks have outperformed global markets now for 7 straight years. But can they make it 8? It's a good question. Let's get answers. Welcome to Trading Nation. I'm Brian Sullivan. Jonathan Krinsky with MKM Partners and Dennis Davitt with Harvest Volatility Management are your Trading Nation team today. Jonathan, I'll begin with you. So what do you think? Look at America versus the world. Are we going to outperform again?
Yeah, it's been an impressive run, Brian, but we think you're probably set up to see a bit of reversion in the other direction. As you know, we remain constructive on the U.S. equities, but we think there's some catch-up to be done via the rest of the world. And one of the things we looked at is the 7-year spread between those two. So over those 7 years, the U.S. has essentially doubled the performance of the rest of the world. That's only happened one other time since 1988. That was in 2000 when both the U.S. and the rest of the world actually made a top. So that spread was resolved by both going to the downside, the U.S. moving down faster. We think this time it's actually set up for the other direction, whereby the rest of the world rallies much stronger than the U.S. And one of the reasons, if we look at the rest of the world outside of the U.S. at an ETF such as VEU, that ETF has basically been unchanged over the last 7 years. So it's in this long-term trading range. It's just now starting to break out above some short-term resistance. So if we look globally, a lot of the trends relative to the U.S. actually look favorable. So we think both go higher, but the rest of the world's going to outperform.
Okay, I like it. Not negative on America, but maybe the rest of the world will play some catch-up. Dennis Davitt, do you agree or disagree? And what is your view on U.S. equities versus the world?
I think U.S. equities are still going to outperform. The rest of the world will catch up if growth is driven out of the U.S. The U.S. is going to drive growth globally. It has been driving growth globally and will continue to do so. One of the things that we have to look at as we look back in history is we have a situation now with a really strong dollar. So places like Germany that export a great deal of things to the United States may outperform. But there are other nations that may come up against trade barriers, and that kind of throws all of the models askew. We may see repatriation out of these other countries, monies back into the United States. So I think you're going to see that spread continue to stay where it is. It may even increase because I still think global growth comes out of the U.S. I don't see any restructuring in any of the other countries around the world outside of maybe the 10-year-ago U.S. policy of deflating their currencies.
Okay, interesting worldview and an American view there. Really here, Jonathan sounds like he's pretty bullish on the whole doggone thing, just a little more bullish around the world. Dennis and Jonathan, thank you both very much. We'll see if the U.S. can make it 8 in a row. I'm Brian Sullivan. Thank you for tuning into Trading Nation. Take care.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.